I'm glad. I'm glad it's over. I'm serious, by the way. And hear me out real quick before you dislike the video and leave a negative comment and click off. Destiny 2 is releasing its last live service content update on June 9th, 2026. That's today. That's a few hours after this video probably comes out, something like that. I don't know when I'm going to put it out, but this final content update might be the most player-friendly content update I have ever seen Destiny 2 release. Out of all the years, all the expansions, out like freaking Witch Queen, Final Shape, everything, Shadowkeep, it doesn't matter, Beyond Light, out of everything that we've seen so far for the past, how many is it, like 8 years, 9 years? I don't even remember the exact time, but it's been a while. It's been 8 years, yeah, 8 years, 9 months. So we're coming on 9 years. Out of all that time, I think this is the most player friendly, and I'm not gonna say the best because best is subjective, right? Best is like, some people could like some certain updates. Some people probably like Lightfall. I didn't mind Lightfall that much. I didn't think it was that bad, but there you go. That becomes subjective, right? But what I will say is that this is the most player-friendly content update, and what I mean by that, I can get into a couple things, right? There's a few main points to talk about, and this video is going to be pretty raw. It's not going to be very edited. It's probably just going to be me talking into a mic. There you go. That's the first example. Me talking to a mic, one take, and there might be a few jump cuts if my speech gets really bad, but hopefully it won't be that bad. But yeah, this is just me putting out some thoughts that I think are very, very important to hear right now for a lot of the community, for a lot of people with a lot of copium. But you just gotta think about the right now, because there's a lot of things that we don't know, right? That we don't know if there's ever going to be a Destiny 3. It's very unlikely. It's very, very unlikely, even with the, who knows, 300,000 people that have signed the petition to be like, all right, listen, let's just get a Destiny 3 going. I'm like, if we really think about it right now, if we really think about the company that still does control the IP, it's not like they're selling the IP of Destiny. Like, there's no other company or dev team that's going to be doing this. It's going to be the same company. It's going to be Bungie. If you really think about the fact that it's still going to be Bungie doing this, and right now they're very much focused on Marathon, whether that be good or bad, that's irrelevant to the conversation. That's what's happening right now. They're like, we're taking our eyes off of D2 for one reason or another, probably a lot of reasons. Probably not the player base's fault. Absolutely. I don't know why I said probably. It's not the player base's fault. We've seen their just insane mismanagement across the last 2 years, 3 years, however long. It's been more than that at this point, but it's just not been going well. So they're like, if we look at that, that's the company that's still going to be making the D3 if it happens. I don't know. I like, there's a lot of things that I think a lot of people are in denial about, that they just will not accept, that they just refuse to accept for whatever reason. I mean, no, there's a lot of reasons. I'm not going to discount anyone's reasons for wanting to believe, right? I think there's a lot of good reasons. We're all human, right? We're all emotional. And this game it's been 8 years. D2 alone has been 8 years. D1 has been longer, right? So we've extended that timeline with D1. So yeah, I don't blame anyone for having a connection to this game. People have met friends, people have met family. Can't blame anyone for being upset, but just looking at it from a it might be, some people might say cynical, I'd say realistic standpoint. I don't know if I trust Bungie to do it again. Like, there's Pete Parsons might be gone, but like, I don't know. There's still a lot of suits, a lot of suit and ties, and I don't really think that that any suit and tie at this point would do the franchise justice. So that's one reason, but that's not even one of my bullet points. I just went on a tangent there completely, but I do have a few main points to talk about that we've witnessed over the course of the last 2 weeks from their blog posts, which have been phenomenal, by the way. There's a lot of great information in those blog posts, so go on the Bungie website, go read some of the news posts. There's some crazy stuff that we've seen there, But again, there's a few things, not just a couple, that I think are the most important. And I guess the first thing is definitely the amount of quality of life changes that we're seeing as of these past 2 weeks that will come out today is just monstrous. It is absolutely unreal. I've never would have thought that some of the stuff that we've been asking for the past 8 years, 9 months would come out ever, let alone now. Should they have come out earlier? Probably. But they didn't, and we're here now. So I'm glad we're getting them now. But there's a lot of stuff that's good. Right, and you guys can go read. There's so much stuff. I'll note down some of the great things that are happening later on. But first of all, I just want to get the points down first. So that's one. That's all the quality of life stuff, and the content is great. Just for a little bit of a preview, there's a lot of weapons and armor that's coming back with new set bonuses and stuff like that. I think that's pretty cool. Everything's going to be tiered, which is also awesome. But second point, the amount of stuff that we're no longer going to be losing, right? There's a lot of things that we don't have in this game anymore, and everyone just points to the sunsetting, and I will admit, I did not enjoy the sunsetting. It was not great. I think I quit the game for quite a while after it happened, and then I came back. I've been on and off, right? I've played since day one, but I've been on and off quite a bit with very, very long breaks. And that was one of them. The sunsetting was one of them. But yeah, that'll never happen again. Not that it has. Like, the proper sunsetting, like weapons no longer being upgradable, has not really existed in quite a while. That got backtracked on quite fast because it was stupid, and everyone knew it was stupid, and the devs realized, not the dev, I mean, whoever was making the decisions at that point realized that realized that the community wasn't as stupid as they thought they were. So they backtracked on that quite fast. But we did lose quite a few things. We lost about 2 years of content with the first sunset. Red War, Curse of Osiris, Warmind, Forsaken. Those are all gone. That's just over 2 years of story content. But also, seasons and episodes. That's a lot of story content. Each season is like three months of story content. The latest one obviously is like, I don't know, half a year, something. I don't exactly know how long Reclamation lasted, because that's another one of my breaks. Was Ashen Fire or whatever. I don't remember what that expansion was called, but did not play Renegades really. Came back recently because of this announcement, but yeah, so we've lost a lot of story content. We've lost every season. Literally every season without exception. We've lost 3 episodes of story content that people that come into the game, new players, which there are a lots of new players, like regularly. They come in. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people that care about lore, right? There's a surprising amount of people, in my opinion, because I'm not one of the people that really cares about lore in a game. But in a game like Destiny, where it is really all about the world and the world building and how everything ties together with the story, because every major expansion is like story based. Like it's a massive part of the plot that is continuing, and if you don't have huge amounts of it, like enormous amounts of it, again, this is like 3 months of story that we're losing every single time we lose a season. There's Undying, Dawn, Worthy, Arrivals, Hunt, Chosen, Splicer, Lost, Risen, Haunted, Plunder, Seraph, Defiance, Deep, Witch, Wish. And then the 3 episodes they had that they just tested out for a year and it didn't work, so they instantly went back. Echoes, Revenant, Heresy, all gone. Reclamation. Like, we have the exotic missions, but all the seasonal stuff, all the story content that, like, Ikora talks about during Dying, that's like saving Saint from the Infinite Forest during Dawn, all that stuff is gone. Like, there's no way, like, what new player would be going to YouTube, would be going to, like, Bife's channel and deliberately looking up this lore that they don't even know they're missing, by the way? Like, there's the timeline thing. I don't even know where that is at this point. It used to be in the top right of the director, but with the fact that they kind of pushed the director to the side until this update, yeah, I don't even know how to get to it anymore. So it might be still there. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But that's the point. Like, it's so out of the way. Like, all the story that they've taken out of the game is so out of the way, and even the summaries are out of the way. So who's gonna go look on YouTube for that kind of content? Like, that, there might be some people. There's probably some people. Like, there's always a section of people that will do a certain thing. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It doesn't matter what kind of criteria it is. There's always a section of people. But I would imagine that this section of people doing this specific thing, like going on their own time, finding the story outside of the game, is quite small. I would argue that that is a quite small population. So with all this said, this stuff that we're losing will never happen again. Whether that matters or not, I don't freaking know. Like, it's already happened. It's already all gone. So it does suck that it's all gone, but again, the fact that it's never gonna happen again, I think that's a plus. With this being the last content update, we're never gonna get anything new, but we're also not gonna lose anything old, and I think that's pretty huge. Everything that we know that is in the game right now, as of today, as of this update, June 9th, will stay forever, for however long the servers stay up. And the fact that D1 servers have stayed up for the past 8 years, almost 9 years, I'd at least give that some credit. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you can't ignore the fact that that's happened. Like, you can't ignore the fact that D1 is still playable, even though it hasn't gotten updates in 9 years. So, fair play. I think this is a plus, that we're not gonna lose anything anymore. The next thing, that was a long topic, but here we go. This is the third most important thing, which kind of ties in with the last one, and that's permanence. It's the fact that everything now is going to be the case for the rest of eternity, for the rest of, again, however long the servers stay up. I don't know if we're going to be playing Destiny in 20 years. We might not be. Maybe we are. Maybe there's a very dedicated player base still playing Destiny in 20 years, and then someone, whether it be Bungie or someone that's not Bungie, some company that's not Bungie, decides to, like, oh, can we buy the Destiny IP for, who knows, like, a few $1 million at that point, because it might be worthless. You never know. But until that long, everything that we're gonna get now is gonna be the case for forever. So we're gonna have the same sandbox. We're never gonna have curated metas ever again. We're never gonna have artifacts that move in and out every single season, so that this season you have to use particle deconstruction or you're throwing. If you use anything other than linears, you're throwing. And the next season, if you use anything other than rockets and GLs, you're throwing. If the next season, if you use anything other than, like, shotguns, grapple punch, I don't know, that's like anything else you're throwing. Like, we're never gonna have that again. Like, maybe we're probably gonna end up having something that's the best, because that's just how things work. Like, that's just how life works. There's always going to be something that's the best, right? Unless you make everything mathematically equal, which they seem to have tried to do. If you read the blog post on abilities and ability tuning, it seems like there's multiple different things, like especially with the damage supers. They're like, oh, you do this with this damage super, like Blade Barrage, for example. I think they said with Galanor is now, like, roughly equivalent to a Thunder Crash with Cuirass. And I think that they did something similar with Nova Bomb as well, with the Nova Bomb Spear or whatever, Lance. It's like, oh, it's roughly similar to Cuirass Thunder Crash. I'm like, yeah, well, that's one way to do it. That's probably the best way to do it, is to have everything be the best, right? Have all the things that you think would be good, be good. Like, instead of, oh, this season, Strand Warlock Super is going to be the best damage. Like, period. Because of whatever reason. Because of the fact that we buffed it this season and nerfed everything else. Or the fact that the artifacts really, really like Strand this season. And that's why it's the best. And the next season, it's like, oh, Bolt Charge Titan sitting behind a barricade is the best. Why? Just because we said so. That's never going to happen again. We're going to have everything be the same. And some people might hate that. Some people might be like, that's boring. I don't want to do that. I don't want everything to be the same. But to that end, I genuinely ask why. Like, I genuinely ask, like, why do you like being told what to use? Why do you enjoy being demanded to use something? Is it because... I can see one reason is that because you want a challenge. So, like, that logic would go like, oh, this season Bolt Charge Titans are the best, so I'm just not going to use that because I want the game to be harder. And I'm like, okay, I can kind of see that reasoning, but at least at this point, I think based on what we have in the game in this day and age with the feat system, I gotta admit, I wasn't a big fan of the feat system when it first came out, but it's grown on me a lot, and I think that might be one of the reasons, one of the only reasons why this system now, with the, what was it, 7 artifacts that we're getting? 7 different artifacts. Without anti-champ mods, by the way. That's another thing. That's another great thing about this this system. All the anti-champ stuff is built in the weapons, but again, we'll get to that in a second. We have 7 artifacts. Everything's going to be permanent. There's never going to be any balance changes ever again. I think with the feats, This is how you can have artificial difficulty. This is how you can make it harder for yourself. You don't have to just use whatever it is that the devs are not saying is the best this season. Like, or during particle season, we're using stuff like Lucky Pants, hand cannons. And like, that might not be the best, but hey, we want a challenge. But now you can have other ways to get a challenge. There's other ways. Just let everything be good. I think that's like, it's just good game design to let you use anything you want and have it be viable. And yeah, I don't know. I think that's just how you should be designing a game. I do not enjoy when games be like, this season, this is good. The next season, the last thing wasn't good anymore, just because we said so. I don't think that's a valuable way to balance a game. But that's just me. Again, this video is just me rambling. But that does bring me to the point where we do have 7 artifacts now. That's a lot. That's a lot of mods. If I can go look, I can probably go bring up the picture of how many mods are in each artifact right now, but I think there's like 7 times 3, so 21 mods per artifact times 7 again. I'm not gonna do that math in my head, but that's a lot of mods. You can only use one set. Like, for example, you can only use one artifact's mods at a time, so you can't mix and match artifacts. But another great thing they've done is that you don't have to like use so many mods before to unlock the next tier. Like right now, if you want to swap like a 3rd column mod or something like that, you have to like unequip a 5th column mod, equip another 3rd column or something, like another 2nd column or whatever, and you have to swap. No, yeah, you unequip the 5th column, equip the 3rd column, unequip another 3rd column, and then equip the 5th column again. You don't have to do that anymore. Basically, the way it works is you can just have 2 tier 1s, 3 tier 2s, 2 tier 3s, if I'm correct. That's how the picture makes it look, and I think that's a lot smarter. And of course, like I already mentioned, all the weapons are intrinsically anti-champ, and you don't have to just sit there, aim down sights for like 10 years, and then you're just eating an ogre beam for like forever before you can shoot him. No, you just shoot him, and it's unstop. And then with the overloads, you just shoot the overload, and it's overload. It's great. Out of all the times where I've been like, champions are dumb, I don't like champions. I don't enjoy the way that we have to deal with them. I think this is the best compromise that could have possibly come in any state of the game. And honestly, if this happened, I've said this like 50 million times to all my friends that I've talked to that play Destiny. If all these updates happened a year ago, like if it happened 10 months ago at the start of Edge of Fate, or even 6 months ago at the start of Reclamation, at the start of Renegades, I think we would not be in the position that we were in right now. And the position that we are in right now is very clearly a very grim one that most people are not happy about. We've seen multiple like gaming shows lately, like with the trailer shows. We saw a Future Game Show, or no, Summer Game Fest, that's what it was. That the entire chat was unusable the entire time. Until maybe like the tail end of it, but like pretty much the pre-stream chat was unusable. The post-stream chat, or the during the event chat, was borderline unusable. And then we saw a PC gaming show where it was the same thing. The pre-game chat in Twitch and YouTube, both of them were unusable. It was just D3 spam the entire time. During the event, it was a little bit less, but it was still a lot of people going on about D3, so clearly a lot of people care about this game. And if some rich, I'm trying not to curse, but if some rich gentleman understood that, or just let go of the greed just a little tiny bit 6 months ago, a year ago, or something, like even after Final Shape, I don't even care. Like, Final Shape was such a nice send-off. Like, that we could have done this then, and I feel like everyone would have been not okay with it, but there would have been a lot more people that would have been not too this upset, you know? Just at any point then, before we're sitting at like, I don't know, 10k concurrent, 13, 15k concurrent on PC. Like, I know that PC numbers are not indicative of the entire player base. I know that PS4 is the most, and Xbox is the second most, or PS4. I'm living in a better time, but I know that PlayStation is the most, PS5s, if I'm correct, and then Xbox is the second most, and PC is like the least, or something like that. But even still, Like, just to see these numbers of a game that was a king for a very long time. It's crazy looking at the Steam DBs, like comparing everyone, especially right after the game announced that it was ending service. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, switch to Warframe." I'm like, even me, a big fan of Warframe, I love Warframe. They don't compare. Like, these two teams are just not the same. Warframe's a collector. Destiny has never been a collector until now, which is the ironic thing. It's now a collector. Now we are finally getting to the point where things are permanent, where you can collect and not be punished for collecting. Because if you kept things from the original Dawn, they were just worse. They're just worse than things now, period. There's no contest. Everything's just worse. Everything that Destiny has ever released has gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. It's been power creep, power creep, power creep every single season. So, like, even if they stopped hard sunsetting things, like, you can't upgrade this beyond power 100, they didn't do that anymore. But it might as well have been that, because it's like, if you're using anything from back then, you're just throwing. So, I mean, you could do it for fun. No one's really going to argue about that. But if you're doing anything serious, like trying to low man or trying to day one, and you're using anything from 5 years ago, you're just throwing. So, yeah. Where's that? That was another tangent. But yeah, that's all. This has been a little bit longer of a rant than I wanted to go on, but this is the main reasons why I think that this game ending in the state that it's in, especially getting the update that it's getting. Thank you to all the devs that have worked their butts off and probably been very surprised by the recent developments, just like the entire Destiny community has. Dude, everyone that has actually been working on this game instead of making decisions, holy crap, they have been busting their butts. So thank you. But just to finish off this video, I just want to list out the number of things. This isn't everything, by the way. This is just like one or two of the blog posts that I've ran through, and all the most important things that I think are coming in this update. Just want to list them out. Just some of the great things, like the director coming back, this of course is amazing. Pantheon 2.0, by the way. Pantheon is coming back, and permanent this time. No more FOMO. That's another thing. Everything is permanent, so no more FOMO is lovely. The Monument of Triumph pass, moment, something like that, of Triumph. All this content's free to everyone. You don't need to pay for anything. All the ornaments, accessories, weapon engrams, whatever. You can just go focus stuff when you go do the content. This is great. No more paid passes, like all the seasonal passes, like all the Christmas and Halloween. You know, I have to pay $10 extra for all this stuff. I'm like, that's not how you get people to spend money, buddy. But anyways, all the raid dungeons have had refreshes with reprised loot, tiered loot, so you could get like tier 5 Fatebringer if you want. You can get tier 5. What else could be important? Swordbreaker. Is that the weapon? Is that the shotgun from Crota? But you can get tier 5 all that stuff, which is pretty cool. All the crafted weapons also, even outside of raids, you can upgrade them to tier 5, which is awesome. So all the destination weapons, all the raid weapons, all the dungeon weapons, everything, you can get to tier 5. That's been 10 months, by the way. Almost 11 months that we've been waiting for that. And all it took was the game ending service. We're getting some new content, which kind of matches like the rest of the expansions, where we're getting some new aspects and stuff like that. We got a Solar Hunter aspect, Void Warlock aspect, we got a Solar Titan aspect, we got a new melee for Void Hunter after all these years, after 9 years of only having smoke bombs. We have we have finally a damaging melee, thank God. And we're getting, I think the Void Hunter, what's it called? The dive, I forget what it's called, but the Void Hunter dive is actually getting damage on it. So there's a couple different ways that we have damaging melees now in Void Hunter, which is nice. We're getting new Strand Grenade for every class. We're getting new Stasis Grenade for every class. We're getting new class-specific stuff for every class. So Warlock, you've got a buff to your Threadling Nade, pretty much. It works with one of the aspects now, or with Mind Spawn. With Titan, we're getting a ward rework. We're getting a bubble rework after all this time where we nerfed bubble. It was then useless compared to well, and now we have not only buffed it again, but also you can throw it like 3 times now, which is crazy. It sucks enemies in. It's amazing. If only this happened earlier, you know. But anyways, Hunter, yeah, Trapper's Ambush. That's the thing. That's the thing that got buffed. So it's actually getting damage, which is amazing. That's the class stuff. That's the stuff that we typically do get during expansions that I'm not entirely too surprised about, but everything else we have been waiting a long time Armor. Exotic armor is going to be tier 5. Again, another 11 months that we waited for this. They updated all the armors to be tier 5able eventually when you grind it up, and then they're like, exotics, we're gonna take some time. We have plans, and then the plans just never came, and then they shut the game down. And then oh yeah, not literally shut the game down, but they stopped updating, and then they're like, okay, well, we better give them something. So now we have the ability to make exotic armors tier 5. In fact, not even the ability. All of them are just going to be tier 5 automatically. So that's great. Crucible playlist changes. We're finally getting a gunplay-centric Crucible playlist. I think 4v4 arenas. Holy crap, how long we have waited. Not even 8 years, but this has been longer because I don't think D1 even had something like this. No radar, thank God. Anyone that has played any FPS game that isn't Destiny ever can attest to the fact that this radar is just the dumbest thing in the world. Like, why does everyone just have wall hacks forever? Why are we not looking at our screens? Why are we just looking at the top left corner of our screen every single time? Like, for 90% of the game. Like, I don't know. I know some people probably think that's fun. I don't think that's fun. I want to look at my screen. I want to be able to acquire my targets, not by seeing a red mark on my radar, but I want to see them as a character. Anyways, I'm not even a PvP player. I'm a PvE main, but like, I just want to be able to enjoy both modes, you know? But that's another thing, like the sandbox. Anyways, that's another topic entirely. That's not for this video. Comp weapons are getting tiered, which along with the rest of them, that's also nice. Gambit weapons are getting tiered. Gambit armor is getting reprised. All this stuff. We're getting spare rations back. It's gonna be stasis now. No more seasonal events, which kind of sucks. That we're not gonna have like Christmas anymore. We're not gonna be able to bake cookies for all the characters in and around the tower and around all the places. I would love to, that was fun. This is the cool little thing that you could do, but no more of that. But on the bright side, no more FOMO. There's no more, you can't get any of the Christmas weapons unless you play during Christmas. That was stupid. Like, I hate that. So that's not going to happen anymore, which is nice. You can just get all the stuff at the vendors, at the monument vendors, if I'm correct. So just go to the tower, play the game, and get everything you want. You get all the ornaments too from all the seasonal events for Bright Dust, and maybe even more. I'm not entirely sure. The way they wrote that blog post was a little bit ambiguous, but you're getting a lot of stuff for Bright Dust, which is great. And you're getting more Bright Dust. Period. Like, instead of if I'm correct, they're buffing the acquisition of Bright Dust, and they're also reworking the store so that instead of rotating weekly, it rotates every day. So you could check the store every day for new Bright Dust offers, which is great. And you can focus Bright Engrams. Holy crap, you can focus them and they don't get dupes. Like, after 9 years, I don't know, of getting dupes over and over again and all these Bright Engrams being completely useless, it's nice that you cannot get dupes anymore. From the focused Engrams, that is. The Monument of Triumph, the last pass that they're giving us, the last season pass, quote unquote. I don't know if you can even call it a season pass because it's free, but yeah, the battle pass thing has more cosmetics. You're getting multiple ornament sets, which is great. We're getting ghosts, we're getting shaders, all that stuff is super awesome. We're getting, finally, after another 9 years, exotic transmog to legendary ornaments, so we can put normal capes on. Whenever hunters want to use exotic class item, we can put normal vests on, or cloaks, or like your warlock, what's it called, the chest piece. You can put normal ones on whenever you want to use some random like Wings of Sacred Dawn or something like that. I don't know if you're a nerd in PvP, or if you want to use Sanguine, we can put something normal on. You don't have to look weird anymore, or anything. It's just, why did the game have to be discontinued to do this? Like, I just don't understand. But here we are. It just took the game being discontinued, and now we have exotic transmog. This only works in PvE, which makes sense. The logic is you want to see your enemy exotic when you're shooting them in PvP, but my argument, I don't think that even makes sense, because you're going to be looking at your radar 90% of the time anyways, so I don't know why that matters. But anyways, SRL's back. Waited 8 years, 9 months for this. 8 years, 9 months, 3 days. And we finally have SRL back. All it took was the game discontinuing. And it's getting tiered loot. It's getting its own armor set, just like the rest of the game modes. And speaking of the rest of the game modes, Crucible Quick Play, Crucible Comp, Trials, Banner, Gambit, and as I mentioned, SRL, and all the other like random activities like Onslaught, Contest of Elders, the Coil, all this stuff getting their own like armor set. I think Onslaught, Contest, and Coil are like the same. I'm not entirely sure, but they're getting their own armor set. They're getting tiered weapons and stuff like that. We're getting Catalyst for every exotic. Wait 9 years for some of them. We've had Chaperone since, I don't know, Forsaken, and now we're finally getting a Catalyst for Chaperone, and we're finally getting a Div Catalyst. That excites me. I love the fact that we're getting Catalyst for everything. I just don't know why it had to take this long, and I don't know why it had to take the game getting discontinued to get those, but here we are. But yeah, we're getting like a lot of reprised weapons too from like all the past seasons. We're getting like Undying weapons reprised. We're getting probably Dawning weapons or the Dawn weapons reprised. But there's just a lot of stuff. We have like Gambit weapons, of course, that I already mentioned, all the seasonal stuff. There is a lot. But this video is already 30 minutes long apparently, so I'm gonna try and leave it here because I don't think this is gonna be pushed to the algorithm at all because it's 30 minutes. But it's just I'm basically just writing a diary entry at this point, but vocal. So I'll leave it here. But this video wasn't very high effort, so I don't really expect anything out of it. I don't really expect any subs or any actual comments or whatever. But yeah, anyway, if anyone stuck around for this, I don't want to see a rant because I'm not complaining. I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come. It's like they said, every end is a new beginning, right? We're starting something that I think is going to be great. Before this, I could not, in good faith, recommend this game to anyone at all, ever. I have played this game for thousands and thousands of hours. I think going on 9,000 hours at this point across the 9 years. But I couldn't recommend it because I like half the story's gone. How am I going to recommend that? Like, there's no way. All the content that you pay for goes away eventually. How am I going to recommend that? But now that doesn't happen, I can safely recommend it to people. That's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. It's never getting updates ever again. It's just like we're back in 2000. It's just like we're back in the like Y2K. Like we get a game for a price, and then we play it, we finish it, and that's it. And we move on. But the thing is, we don't even finish it. When are you gonna finish Destiny? Like, how are you going to finish this game? Like, there's so much stuff to do. Like, you can come up with artificial things, but there's like literally things to do in the game. You could do every raid, you could do every dungeon, you could do all the missions that are still in the game. There's still a lot of campaigns. Like, I won't say that they took everything out. I just say they took enough out for it to compromise the story experience for anyone that does care about story, and I think a lot of people do. Very clearly from how popular all the lore channels are on YouTube. But anyways, that's I've gone into 50 different tangents so far this video. But yeah, it's been 32 minutes, complete half a stack of minutes. I can't wait to play the update. Excuse me, there you go, another cut that I probably should do, but I'm not gonna. But yeah, so everyone stuck around, thank you for watching. And I hope you guys enjoy this new era of Destiny as much as I hope all the other new players do. I don't know how many new players versus old players are going to be watching this kind of video. But yeah, whatever happens, eyes up, Guardian.